Hello everyone. Now, off the back of what can only be classed as a colossal disaster from the day before, where everyone who seems to have played it has said how it wasn't even a survival MMO, I decided to jump into a game called Once Human, which is in its open beta stage at the moment. I think there's about 45 days of it running, and it starts off. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I think someone on Reddit posted about it. Didn't really know what I was getting into. It starts off, as you can see, very much like Control. If anyone's ever played Control, just the whole aesthetic, the weird things, the controlling of things like I killed a zombie that had a lamp for a head, and then used that lamp to then attack other creatures. You'll see I'm sort of messing around here because I don't really understand the controls at this point. But yeah, you'll see. Yeah, you can use that as a weapon from the environment. But yeah, the entire game starts off in this place where you're sort of escaping a lab where things seem to have gone wrong, and there's some sort of strange Lovecraftian SCP style events going on. As you can see, this whole aesthetic is very like Control. So again, you can see me here picking up the weird head of that zombie and using it to fire things. So once you've escaped the lab part, you then go to this weird like farmhouse that seems to be in between the reality and where you were before this strange lab world. And you go outside, and this telecoms tower just turns pretty strange, and you end up fighting, I guess, the first boss of the game. Although this feels almost like a separate entity to what the rest of the game is. I've only played 4 hours, but yeah, so you fight this giant thing here, which was a daunting thing when you're, level 1, don't really know what you're doing, haven't really got the controls down yet. So once you beat that boss, you're then transported through a doorway in the sky back to the human world, which is obviously meant to be Earth. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic world, though. So as you'll see in a second, we're going to drop the raven that we found in the opening scenes of the game. Now is going to help us. It's like kind of your helper throughout the game, but at this point you're using it as like a parachute to slowly glide down to Earth, and this kind of is a bit like Fortnite. You know, you're choosing your entry point like a battle royale. The game is not battle royale, by the way. It is very much a well, the crux of the centre of it, as we'll see shortly, is an MMO open world survival game. And I haven't even encountered any PvP elements yet. Everyone I've come across either can't shoot me or hasn't attempted to. I imagine they probably can't do anything to me because you usually get someone who was shot by now otherwise. But yeah, so you're gonna drop in and you're gonna start having to go around finding items, collecting like tools and equipment, and basically crafting materials so that you can then build up a base. So you can see here me looting stuff, so you're going to go around looting certain settlement areas. Yeah, I've just completed looting one here, so this was one area to clear out. And then you're going to be able to also level up your abilities. So here you've got a bunch of territories and construction abilities that you can level up. So I've just been building out those. I actually didn't even notice on the screen there's other tabs that I could actually potentially be leveling up, but I've only actually leveled up construction ones so far. But yeah, you can. This enables you to be able to build more things. And as we'll see in a bit, the building is very much a bit like Fallout. Especially like there's a lot of inspiration by the looks of things from Fallout 76 in terms of being an open world survival MMO. In terms of the fact that it's not hundreds and hundreds of people on a server. The server still has plenty of people on there. But yeah, you'll find that there's a lot of like houses around. You can see them in the background here. That house on the left there as well. They're all houses that are player owned. So there's a lot of that around. And that's kind of almost too much of that, because you just see like most of the areas that can be built on have been built on. It's a very busy plots of land, like these little camps and things that are owned by players. But yeah, as you go around, you'll be killing zombies. They're not the brightest. Didn't ever have any problems with the generic zombies. There's enough of them. They don't like come in too many swarms, but yeah, they're not. Unless they take you by surprise, which is difficult, they're not a hard thing to kill. As you can see here, I picked up some clothes. There's also these weird other things, which this again reminds you of SCP. These like SCP type weird anomalies, like this gacha machine that talks to you, which I'm not sure if it has any further purpose. It does give you a clue later on about something that might be able to power it up so that it can give you blueprints, but yeah, there's some very strange elements of that are just sort of hiding around in the world for you to explore. So there is a lot of exploration elements, and after we've seen the day before lacking so much, this does feel kind of refreshing. There's some more enemies here. So this is a corrupted alligator. They're a little bit tougher than the zombies. I don't know how powerful they are if they hit you. I didn't let one get near me enough. I sort of didn't want to take the risk of getting bitten by this guy. One thing I did notice is there's a decent variance in enemies. This is some sort of mini boss. I was level 8 at this point, so I wasn't expecting something to not be taking too much damage from my crossbow. And it's not a powerful crossbow, but this is a sort of basic level wooden crossbow with wooden bolts. But yeah, this enemy was a little bit terrifying just purely on its HP pool. So that's me running away. I was trying to kill it. But this is nice to see that there's some variance in the enemies, so it's not all just zombies. There is some very strange Lovecraftian type creatures that are around, and some very weird things that happen when you're in certain areas. So there you go, folks. There's a little teaser of Once Human. It's not perfect. It's still in open beta. There's still 45 days of that to give the game a go. But if you want to give it a go, you can go on their website, give it a try yourselves. It's not perfect. There are some bugs. There are some things that I think might not work in it. But yeah, if you like the game, I'd suggest giving it a try. It can't be any worse than the day before.